Morning, Coach. How are you?
Good morning.
Morning, Coach. After reviewing the film, what did you think of the Bears' performance against the Patriots?
Yeah, it's much like we said after the game. We'll look at it. It has to be better. And accountability to that for everybody involved. And we did a really good job of looking at everything today in the middle of the process.
We're going to try to reestablish with Matt Eberflus.
Yeah, we got a bad cell there.
Yep, try to get a clearer line.
Yep.
Shay, pick him up there, so we get a clear line with Coach Eberflus. But he said that pretty much what he said yesterday. Says it's got to do a better job, and the team's got to be better.
Yeah, and I mean, look, I'll wait till we get him back on. Ask what I want to ask, but what we watched yesterday was one of the most disgusting performances I've ever seen, to be honest with you. Like, there's been teams where we know tanking or 3-14 or whatever it was, but yesterday, with the talent that we put on the field to perform like that, I don't know what the film would reveal.
Yep.
But Coach has got, obviously the pulse of what's going on in there.
Yeah, Coach, you watched the film. What stood out most to you?
Yeah, you guys there?
Yeah.
Yep, we got you now.
Yeah, so what stood out most to me was we need to do a better job of playing ball. To see starting the game there. We had a good three. We did have a nice punt position, and we just have to do of doing that.
Yeah, that won't do. Yeah. That won't do. We're going to take a break, and we'll try to reestablish with the head coach of the Bears, Matt Eberflus.
As you look at watching yesterday, the offensive performance, 1,000% unacceptable. Are you changing play callers?
Yeah, so we're in the middle of that process right now. And, we're looking at adjustments and changes throughout the whole situation there. So, again, we're in the middle of the process of that evaluation.
So, I'm not a football coach. I haven't been. I never will be. But what takes so long to go through that process? I'm sure you didn't sleep. I'm sure Ryan Poles didn't sleep. Shane Waldron probably is expecting the guillotine to fall. So how long does that process take, and what goes into that process?
Well, it's a thorough process. You have to look at the whole body of work and making sure that we're doing the right things for a football team moving forward.
In terms of watching what you saw yesterday, it just doesn't look like there's any connectivity to the offense. Then Caleb gets sacked 9 times. Not all of them are on the offensive line. Some of them are on him. But do you run the risk of, and I know he's a tough kid, of his confidence being so shot that maybe it would be best that he sat for a week, watched somebody else play, so he doesn't get his head kicked in again?
Yeah, I know that Caleb's a resilient player, a strong player, and he's a strong person. And, he's been through adversity before, and I know he'll come out the other side of this, and he's a great competitor, too.
Coach, we talk, it seems like every week, about trying to be able to run the football more. Tell us about the Patriots defense. What did they do to prevent the Bears from being able to run the football or be able to be really productive in the passing game?
Yeah, I really think it comes down to the execution and making sure we're all on the same page, and doing good things in terms of the run and the run actions. And I do think there were some good things in there. We had some good runs that popped, and guys were straining there to get that done. But again, we got to do it more effectively.
You talk about being on the same page, and tell us, is that necessarily scheme? Is that game day? Because especially last couple of games, it just has not been looking as fluid as it should be. How do you get back on that same page?
Well, and that's what we're looking at right now. We're looking at all things from top to bottom and making the adjustments necessary, and that'll get done here in the next 24 to 48 hours.
Coach, in terms of the start of every game, it's every game that we cannot get anything going offensively, whether we don't script the first 15, whether we go concepts, whether we do script the first 15. What is going on from your seat that the offense truly looks pitiful with all the talent that is on this roster?
Yeah, the start of the games is something that has to be addressed for sure. Yesterday was a good example of that. We go 3 and out, and then get a great punt return with a great blocking and return by DC, and then we have to do a good job of keeping the drive alive to be able to get into the scoring zone and then score touchdowns. And to me, the breakdown there was a couple things, but we got to make sure that we do it as an offensive team and as a football team. And that, to me, is complementary football.
Okay. When you played, I'm sure the teams that you were on had some struggles here and there. Is there any way that you can relate to what some of the players are going through right now as far as the 3-game losing streak in the skid?
Yeah. You know, when you've been in football as long as I have, you've been on really good teams and been on teams that have had adversity, and you got to pull together, pull tight, and look inward, and have faith and belief that you can get the job done with the men in the room. So that's all you can do, and that's what we're going to do this week.
Coach, I asked you this last week that are you in crisis? And you said, no, we're not. If this isn't crisis, I don't know what it is. So I ask you again, is this a crisis that's going on right now in Hallis Hall, and how does it get addressed?
You know, we're looking at this week and this week only. We do have evidence on tape that we've played good football during the course of this year. We got to pull those experiences.
Coach?
Coach, your cell phone's as bad as the offense right now.
All right, we'll put them on hold and see if we can reestablish.
Damn. I mean, come on, man. This is 2024. Can we get a freaking landline? I mean, what are we doing? Seriously. Get the man a phone that works, please.
We'll try to reestablish with Matt Eberflus momentarily. Here on the
I'm serious.
Kap and J Hood Morning Show.
Yeah, Cap, you're not wrong. Communication issues prevalent all season for the football team.
I mean, his phone line's as bad as Waldron's play calling. I mean, what are we doing?
Any answers there that suffice?
No, because he doesn't want to use the word crisis, but it is. If last week wasn't a crisis, you are in crisis. Kevin Byard says, I'm not going to go there when asked if these coaches could still, have the room. Cole Kmet 3 weeks ago was talking about the preparation. Jalen Johnson, DJ Moore. You're in crisis. Just say it. Yes, this is a freaking crisis, and we better close ranks and find a way to fix this. Because it's freaking embarrassing to have a charter franchise look that god-awful, unprepared, uninspired, and it falls at his feet. It does. Say it.
And the answers are the same, though, Cap.
Christ's sake.
They're the same answers, though, because for a couple of years, he never put it on himself. And now this year, he's saying, yeah, it's all on me. It falls on me. Yeah, it does. It always fell on you as a head coach. All of it.
Correct.
When you're the head coach, it always falls. It's just this last few games now, he's saying that the issues with the football team falls on him. I would imagine, since he's not calling back, that'll be all for Matt Eberflus.
Run the car. It's time for Auto
Damn. We're done.
I mean, come on, man. That's not us. That's their phone line.
312-332-ESPN, 332-3776 is our telephone. I'm bumfuzzled at this point because I was hoping to be able to have a full conversation with Coach Eberflus, and we did not have that full interview because of the line issues. Hopefully that'll change next week. That's all we can do, Cap. That interview is a microcosm of what's been going on as of late at Hallis Hall.
I told you I wasn't going to let them affect my mood. My blood pressure has got to be 274 over 100. It's ridiculous.
It's only because you're just looking for something different. You know what this was ramping up to the first 2 years of Eberflus, and now look at where it is right now. Look where it is right now. It is crisis, yes, because you have a 3-game losing streak, and we've been here before. You can't win a game on the road on Sundays. That's horrible. Can't win a road game at home on Sundays. And now, again, the way they played against the Patriots is just pathetic.
Yeah.
Just pathetic. A team that's trying to tank, that's trying to lose.
And you have the hardest remaining schedule in the National Football League. Why should we believe, other than an upset, that you're not going to finish 4-13?
Bad phone. That's a joke. I'm sure the line will be better when we hear from Matt Eberflus at House Hall coming up at noon right here. You can hear the entire conversation
Right here on the
ESPN
home of the
1000.
Bears.
Yeah.